This is a Tape Deck podcast.
Hello, and welcome to We'll Run For. This is your host, Tom, and with me as always are Aaron.
Hello.
Michael.
Hello.
And Diana.
Hi. I knew you said you were about to get started, but I still was not ready.
It's been a while.
I'm not even sure what it means to be ready.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh,
Like,
yeah.
What's that even mean?
It's been a while and feels like 3 times a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels
really
like
feels
it's
like
been
a
forever.
Very long time, which is funny because we did record right before we broke everything down.
Oh,
two
yeah, we did because
runner
we did
studios.
2 runner studios,
Yeah.
one coming up with Greg and obviously
Jennifer Cook, which
Jennifer
came out
Cook
last
Redux.
Yeah.
week.
I love listening to
Which
Jennifer's.
if you listen to,
Yeah.
yeah, we were like,
That was so
if
fun.
we were to have done this before,
God, so
Well,
funny.
there may have been some audio issues.
What I appreciated was in like at least 2 parts, the bleeping that Michael had to have done because it was special.
Well, now we know children are listening to this show, so now I have to watch my mouth.
Oh my gosh!
Yep,
Yes, because
yep.
we got Mal, who has Mal's daughter, who has a crush on Tom and Michael here.
Don't make it weird. We're entertaining.
Oh, it's adorable.
Yeah, that was really
Very
nice. That
adorable.
was
It was
awesome.
really cute. I do have some news since we last started recording, and that is my deodorant no longer supports my needs, and I've become very stinky
So
for the
weird.
last like 3
Oh
or
my
4
God.
days. And I don't understand why. It's like my body started rejecting my deodorant. So currently taking suggestions for upgrading my secret deodorant because it is
Oh my
not
god, that's funny.
it's not good. I've
Do
never
you
in
use
my
the
life.
clinical?
No.
Do you use Secret Clinical?
No.
Oh, use the Clinical. It works great.
yeah.
Oh God, what happened to my body? Like I swear
That's
to
what
God,
I use.
Yes,
I-
Michael uses women's deodorant.
clinical.
Strong. Yeah, I
Yes,
use the Secret Clinical.
It's not
Lavender
gel, is it?
scent.
Yeah. They do both. They have the stick and the gel.
Okay, because gel's disgusting. But in the last like few weeks, like or few days, like I've been lifting my arm and like I smell my armpit, and I've never smelled my armpit
Oh my God.
my
that's
entire
amazing.
life,
That's
my
true.
entire 25 years on this earth. I've
Tom,
never,
can you confirm this?
I've never lifted my armpit and smelled
she,
it.
She smells. No, she doesn't smell, but I smell all the time. So I'm not a good, gauge as to how other people do smell. I think she smells like roses.
I was somewhere and I was like, "What is that?" And then I was like, "Oh my
Oh,
God,
no.
it's me!" Like,
Oh,
Oh
no.
my gosh, that's funny.
Oh, no.
and then I'm like, I'm wearing deodorant, and I'm weird because like sometimes like I'll just put deodorant on again like in the middle of the day, like so it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
like I let myself like
Yeah.
sit in funk.
I barely use deodorant. Is that gross?
Yeah,
Oh.
that is.
I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, it
I don't really.
Teach
I
their
don't really
own.
need it.
people's body chemistry is different.
I don't need it as much. I mean, I sweat a lot, but like not oddly enough, not from my armpits. Is that weird? I don't know. Like when I sweat when I'm like running, it's all like from my head. Like I'm just like my head
Yeah.
drips sweat. But like I don't know, my armpits don't
Yeah,
really.
I don't really have like
have the same kind of sweat
super
glands.
sweaty armpits. I don't think. I just have
Yeah.
smelly armpits now.
You just have a stank.
What a like so Coach Mel at OTF, like she'll do like a random question of the day, like it'll be like, when you're putting your shoes on, do you do sock shoe or sock shoe? And like one of their questions was like, how many times do you swipe your deodorant? And I'm like, I can't even tell you because the number is so high. Like
Really?
Oh, wow.
I do like multiple times up and down, and then like I'll go across. Like I do it at least 10 times, and other people were like 3. And am I putting too much on?
So what I do,
I do 2.
Yeah, I'm like 2
You
or
did
3.
2.
I do
It's
it-
not enough.
I do at
1,
least
2.
No, I do at least 3 or 4 under each armpit, and then I lift up each man boob, and I do like a line under there, and then
Oh, you got to use the loom. It's deodorant for your lady parts.
and then I'll like I'll like roll it up the small of my back, and all of that's true.
Man,
The more you
guys,
know.
This
The more you
this
know.
conversation went someplace totally different
Well,
than I was
and
expecting for the return of our
it's needed
our
because
triumphant return.
if I am going to start dopey training and my deodorant is not up to par, it's going to be a problem.
Oh yeah,
That's true.
Like-
this is true. This is true.
Oh
But
gosh.
I was like, this is the worst thing that ever happened.
But you know what? A good thing is you guys are coming to us live from your new Haddonfield studios, Haunted House Studios.
Yes. It's been that's why we took some time off. We were packing a lot. We were moving
A lot.
a lot. So we had those pre-recorded episodes to make sure that we had some time so we could take a little time off. But we didn't want to take too much time. So we're back to record a fall training
Yes.
/ winter training episode. Yes, we've got everyone gearing up for their training cycles for all the fall races and their winter races coming up. So we wanted to pop on and have a new episode for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Michael,
Yeah.
Oh, God.
do we have any 5-star reviews?
I forgot we do that.
Me too. I guess we do.
We do.
We have one from Run for Bling. It's titled Great Show. I love the mix of the fun and seriousness as well as the mixture of hosts talking about their own lives and having guests. Thank you very much. And always remember, share the show. Best way to do it. And also leave a review if you get a chance on any of the places that allow you to leave reviews. And Tom does 5 miles for those.
Tom, do we know who Run for Bling is?
I have no idea who Run for Bling is.
They're going to go
Have
back
you done
and
your 5
edit.
miles dedicated?
No, because my foot was all messed up. But
Oh.
Okay.
I'm happy to report that I've been fairly pain free recently. I've been getting a lot of walks in. I've tried to run a couple times. So I think I'm turning a corner, knock on wood.
Okay.
But yeah,
So Run for Bling is going to get their miles.
There
Run
you
for
go.
Bling will
soon,
get
hopefully.
your miles. And then I'm going to up the
Hey.
ante because I'm stupid like that. And I will say,
Oh,
if you
boy.
leave a
Here we go
5-star
again.
review with comment,
Ugh.
I
we
will
go.
run a 10K for you.
Okay.
Oh,
Look at you. Look at you
yeah.
go.
5 stars
Well, there
gets
will be a lot
10K.
of those. Yeah.
Okay.
With dopey training happening,
Oh,
there'll be
yeah.
a lot of those.
Oh, yeah.
So Run for Bling. Let us know who you are. Send us a message on Instagram.
Yeah.
Tag us, something, anything.
Oh, I do have another show announcement.
You
Okay.
do.
Yes.
What's that?
For everybody, there will be no more crotch jokes during the show because now in our new studio, the camera is not at my waist.
So we
It's
no
not
longer
pointed
have
Directly
no
up your
milky-
shorts.
no milky white thighs
So,
for Tom and Diana
I'm sorry
anymore.
to say all the thigh jokes will be gone because now we have a camera that actually points at our faces and not at my crotch.
Is that why
Yeah,
you
we
sent us
actually
a
have a
bulge
desk.
photo earlier today?
Oh my god!
Here's the thing.
I was trying to send a picture of my cat lounging on our laps, and Diana had to make it all gross.
We're not going to post the photo because, again, we have children listening. But stuff was going on. Here's the thing.
Stuff was going
Oh,
Here's the
my
thing. And I'm not here to incite anything or start anything or but I mean I'm not Katniss Everdeen. I'm not I'm not the Mockingjay.
God.
But if y'all start a petition to see those thighs, I'm sure we could get that camera moved a little bit lower.
The return to milky white thighs.
Oh God, we could get like a 4K camera.
Oh my gosh.
Start recording the video.
Wide angle.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah. What?
hey
Yeah.
guys and
What?
gals, what are we running for this week?
Oh my God.
Oh,
Tom is all
gosh.
business today. He is just
I
moving
know.
We have a long
No,
one.
it's
from one to another.
We, yeah.
we had a
do-
break,
do.
and now he's like
I
boom,
know.
boom, boom, boom.
He's not letting this train go off the rails
No.
tonight.
So I am running for an actual race, which is shocking. So we've got our yearly Independence Day 4-miler that we do at
Oh, nice.
Independent
Oh.
Brewing on Sunday. So I love that. So we are running, and then we spend some time at Independent, and then we are going to another brewery. What brewery are we going to?
Nice.
I think we're going to check out Hopkins Farm Brewing
There we go.
Brewery.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So I'm
We,
excited.
Are we doing a 5K?
I don't know.
I don't know. I forgot that we were going to look into that. There's one in the town next to us, Haddon Town, or not Haddon Township, Haddon
Haddon
Heights.
Heights. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That has a 4th of July
Firecracker
5K.
5K.
Yeah, the Firecracker 5K.
Yeah, we could run there, run the 5K, and run back.
Yeah, we'll
No.
see. We'll just have to see how that fits into our schedule.
Yeah.
I'm just going to piggyback off of hers because I am hoping for a pain-free run for America. I'm excited to do this 4-miler, just see how it all goes. It's a bit of a,
Okay.
it's not a trail race, but it is like on a gravel kind of packed gravel trail. So
Oh, those are nice to run on.
it's not
Have
terrible.
has it been generally pain free?
More or less.
Okay.
It depends. Like if I'm wearing, and I changed out the orthos in all of my shoes based on what the my orthopedist recommended. They've definitely helped. They've absolutely helped. So
That's good.
I'm hoping to get a good, decent run in where we maintain and it doesn't hurt. That's
well,
it.
it's interesting because the issue was like his foot was really tight, and it's like he kind of overused it was the issue. And
Yeah.
the doctor said when he went back for his second appointment is that there's like kind of a knot in his foot, like you'd get in your back.
Gotcha.
And that he just needed to
Oh.
work the knot out. And he said it was smaller than the last time he saw it. But I told Tom, like, honestly, what you should do is just go pay for like a massage, like pay $100 for a massage,
Yeah.
and just tell them to work the knot out on your foot. Or we have a Theragun and just hold it to your foot and just break
Yep.
the knot. And it's going to hurt but like you just have to do it. And like once
That's
it's
the
broken up,
thing
then it's
about
fine.
doing it yourself, though. Like, I would recommend going to someplace because they're not going to back off. Whereas, like, if you're using the Theragun and it starts hurting, you may like pull the pressure off a little. And even though you might still feel it, it's not getting in there as much as you should. It's like foam rolling. Like, a lot of people will back
Mhm.
off the foam roller because it
Yeah.
hurts.
Yep, same.
But really, you're supposed to like get harder into it. So if you go and get it massaged, then that person isn't going to be like, if you're like, they're going to still go at it. Well, I have been actually, today is, as of today, June 29th. So I'm dating us. We have one more day left in June, and I have run or walked more than a mile every single day this month.
That's
Me too.
awesome. That is awesome.
Michael bit off of me because I told him I was going streaking, and he was like, yeah, I guess I'll do that too. I was like, okay, cool. But yeah, a couple friends were doing it. Only a few of us made it to the end. Life gets in the way. It's been a very stressful month. There was a couple times I thought like, do we really have to go out for a walk tonight? And those days we would do like just maybe like a quick 2-mile walk or something like that. Nothing like crazy. But it's been like really good for A, consistency, and B, to just get out.
I love that. God, thank you for that.
A2, whatever. For mental like health, I
Yes.
just feel like
Mhm.
taking time and like literally
Yeah.
like saying I'm going to make time to make sure that I'm doing this, especially when things got really, really crazy and really, really busy and life got a little difficult for a while. As I say, life got lifey.
Yep.
It was nice to take like 20 minutes to a half hour for like ourselves and
Yep.
just get out there and move and kind of move our bodies forward. And after a really hard year of like feeling like my body just feels like crap all the time, I needed to feel like I was doing something to move forward.
Yeah.
And so I'm super proud of myself.
You should be.
Good.
Actually, I'm a little emotional about it.
Good. You should be.
You should be. And you pulled a Tom and you did a streak.
I did.
Now, what
Yep.
the goal is to just get back into a normal cadence and not completely stop, which is
Yeah.
often what happens.
Yeah. Well, I think.
No, I think this was some more kick. Like
Yeah.
I needed to make sure that my body could hold up to like some training. And again, I think we did it smart. As Michael said this today, we did it smart where we weren't like running every day. Like a lot of people do run streaks, and that wasn't like really the point of it. The point of it was to make sure we're out there getting a mile in a day, even
Yeah.
just to be on our feet. And so we didn't beat our bodies down by doing it. We just like we would go for like, a 2 mile, 3 mile walk for like 2 or 3 days, and then we would run the other days.
It allowed us to recover, but also get.
Yeah, it was
stuff
like
in,
active
so.
recovery.
Yeah. So jumping off that, our next race is Loopy Looper 12 hour. So that's kind of what I'm running for. Want to see what I can do that day, depending on weather, all that kind of stuff.
When is that?
I don't know. When is that?
August
Something.
6th.
Yeah.
I knew it was
It's like
something
another
that-
little block of training we're going to do to build up for that.
Is that
I'm not doing it. He wants to, August 6th. He wants to see what he can do in a race type manner. I'm planning to just use it as a very long training run, be out there in the heat and just slowly grind.
Mm.
So we're viewing it a little differently. He wants to go the distance. I want to just be out there in the heat.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping to see what I can do for 12.
That's
I like
awesome.
to get a good run in. So
Well, you've been running like I've been seeing you post like it's a lot.
yeah, I'm finally getting my miles back up, and also getting the walking miles in adds it up a lot, which is nice. But I'm still feeling good when I'm running. So
Yeah, but he's been doing like some weekday like 7 milers or 8 milers.
it's been a long
so
time.
he's been getting like some longer. Like I still haven't gotten to that point. I'm still just. I mean, I did a 12-mile run for the first time. It's the first time I've run over 10 miles on purpose, not outside of outside of a race setting, since like October.
Wow.
I didn't realize how long it had been since I'd done like a double-digit run, like not in a doing
Not in
like
a
a half
race,
marathon.
Yeah.
Or a race.
Or a
I
marathon.
just, like, yeah, really bizarre.
Wow.
Yeah. So I feel like, I don't know. I'm still just getting my legs back.
Yeah. Also,
So-
I love our town, so it's a great running town.
Mm.
Yeah.
So that's kind of helped. It's like
Yeah.
really, really great to run in.
Well, we did what Jack Witzig
Mhm.
did.
Oh,
and
yeah,
we completed the
Every
city strides.
Yeah. Every street
where
in
you run
town.
every street in your town. So we completed that officially, Haddonfield in June also.
Here's-
So thanks, Jack, for
awesome.
that suggestion.
This is how dumb I am. Okay, because you said that. Now I want to do that for Columbia.
You can't.
Columbia is massive.
You can't do
Yeah,
it.
it's too big. Our
It's
town's
too
small.
big.
Yeah,
I
our
could
town
do-
is small.
You
I
could
don't-
probably do it.
I don't know. It's
I'm
huge.
gonna go the opposite way. of
Columbia
them
is
and say you
so
could do it.
massive. And
No, it's so
so
spread out.
massive,
It's so
and it's
spread
got
out.
like so many random streets. Like I literally, anytime I have to go anywhere in Columbia, still have to use a GPS because it's weird circles and it's
Yeah,
just
that's well, like the town we lived in before, Evesham, it was too big too, and it was too many gaps between places to run, and like you would have to go down these long roads, and it just there's no way,
yeah.
So, you want to jump into the main topic?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. So yeah, we just wanted to talk about our training today, right?
Yeah, we want to, I guess, talk about what races we've got coming up for what we're training for the fall.
In
Kind of do a
winter,
little bit
yeah.
of a Dopey training preview.
Yeah, mix.
Yeah, see what you guys are up to for the fall. We got a ton of feedback. We actually are skipping goal getters this week just for time. It's been a while since we, I don't know, since we've recorded. So the next one will have to be like a super size goal getters. But
I'll have to find a special video for that one.
oh gosh, I'm scared. Everyone be scared.
I
Sign
am
that
scared.
petition.
Oh God.
So I'll make it real easy. I have not been training consistently at all, and I'm right on the precipice of actually starting to do stuff. So I need a lot more structure in my life. I need I need to fill up my calendar with, weekend runs and weekday runs and block off time to do the Peloton and some cross training in between. I'm at the very beginning and I'm a little intimidated, but really the only things that I'm training for, we have Charles Street 12 miler. We have the Philadelphia half marathon. We have discussed doing some other stuff like maybe bird in hand, but we haven't committed to that. Oh, I'm rocking the knob coming up.
Oh,
but
yeah.
all of these are like fall races. Like the earliest one for me, is Charles Street 12. So really, we're training up to that because like once we're trained up for that 12 miler, like the half marathon distance, that's when we're going to start our Dopey training.
All right, nobody can see it, but I got cramps in both of my feet.
Oh, God.
When I moved my chair.
That was
you
awesome.
saw my face.
That was
I trying to
awesome.
figure out
Oh
what
my
the hell
God.
was happening. I don't know if you saw my face. I was trying to figure out what the heck was happening.
I was adjusting my chair and both of my feet cramped up as I was
God.
adjusting my chair.
We have to leave it in because it reminds me.
I mean, that's a running thing, yeah.
Well, no, but it also reminds me of when we were at Space Coast, and I remember I was sitting at the table next to you,
Yes.
and I just like kicked
You had-
my leg out.
Yeah, you had like a seizure.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like-
yes,
He was like, whoa, oh God. Yeah, I was adjusting the tilt on my chair and all of a sudden both feet just like started cramping as I was trying to rock back and I was like,
God.
Oh,
yes.
God.
Well, you are a professional, and you held it together.
Oh,
my
my
God.
God.
Let's see. What do we got? We have labor pains, then rocking the knob,
Javelina 100.
Javelina 100. Forgot about that. And
That's the big one.
Yeah.
That's
I was
the big
like,
one
that's
for
the
us.
big
and
one, right?
Dopey.
That's
yeah.
like the big one.
And Dopey. So really our training is for Javelina. The other things are part of that training, except for Dopey, obviously, which is after. But
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I do better when I'm training for something. So for me, Dopey is so far away. Like if I said right now I'm training for Dopey, it's not sustainable for me and how I live my life. Like for me, that goal is like way too far away. And so for our training, and we can get into this in a little bit, but our Dopey training doesn't officially start until the second week in September. I'll look at the date. So for that training plan, you have to be half marathon ready at that time.
Gotcha.
So you're starting like doing kind of longer runs at that point, and then that's even when we start like our back-to-back runs. But I didn't want to lose momentum over the summer, so actually our Will Run for Virtually Live Challenge really, I think, set me off for this summer. So I've been trying to at least run one day every weekend, but not a lot. Like I've been only doing 3, 4, 5 miles kind of sporadically. Yeah. I did like a Father's Day 10K that was super local, really small with the Annapolis Striders. Oh my gosh, I'd never done it before. It ran right up to Nicole and Ryan's house. Like it started at a high school, ran to their house on the trail, and then like turned around. So it was like perfect. So they came out and did it with me. And the race was super tiny. And everyone doing the race was so fast. And I felt like we were doing like a pretty averagey pace. Like Nicole and Ryan were both getting over COVID. So they were kind of just struggling. It'd been a while since I hadn't done a 10K since Soul of the City. So I was just trying to like, not go crazy. My legs were tired. And so we kept like a 12-minute pace, and we were, I don't know, Tom, one of like the last people to finish.
Yeah. I was annoyed.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, yeah, everyone was super
fast.
And they were done the awards before you guys finished.
Yeah. But I was like, it was only like $12 to do too. It was like super
nice.
small. And I just honestly, I registered for it so that I was like, I have to run a 10K this weekend. So
yeah,
I'm going to do that. But I also think for a few weeks there, I was going, I think, a little too hard, and my legs were really tired. And I have to work up to my legs being tired again. Like, and you guys know that, like with like taking it easy. But I was doing like OTF like 4 or 5 days a week, and then I was running. And when I wasn't running, I was Pelotoning. And so I think that was part of the problem when I did that 10K. I was like, my legs are like lead. They were so tired. So I've backed off. And this week has been kind of bad because I've been working like crazy. But I've got to get into a better rhythm and then also get better with running on tired legs. So that's kind of what I'm going to work on like this summer, is kind of starting to build up that endurance.
The doing it on tired legs is the part that's why, like, we talk about how we train. While I'm not exactly following a plan at the moment, one of the big things for me is that I do better, and I've said this to so many people, I do better with like 2 back-to-back long runs, say like an 8-miler and a 12-miler, or an 8-miler and a 16-miler, or a 10-miler and a 16-miler, than I do doing a 20-miler. Like my legs, I can recover. Like I'm fatigued, and then the next day when I run, my legs are tired, but they're not like where they have to have had to recover. And that's like the first marathon I ever ran, I did the Hansen method, and that's sort of like that philosophy of like running slower on tired legs does more for your slow twitch muscles than running and having to recover from like a 20, 22, 23 miler.
Interesting.
So that's one of the big things for me is I'm trying to right now build my back-to-backs. So like this weekend, I just said to Michael that I want to do like a 6 and a 14 back-to-back, because I'm still just not even used to that yet. And I want to get my miles back up to like 16 before Loopy Looper.
Yep.
But I want to do it on fatigued legs.
Exactly. And we aren't starting our technical like back-to-back runs until September, and we'll talk about our training plan. But we were talking about, Tom and I figured out that we have a Starbucks that's like the perfect distance away, that like on an opposite day that we don't run on a weekend, that we can take the dog, walk up to Starbucks, get a coffee, like sit if we want to with the dog, and then like walk back and get like 5 miles, and then do that on the day, the opposite day. That we run or do an event when we're not doing anything else that weekend. It's kind of like summer's bad for us because we're so busy. So I've been having a hard time like doing things like back-to-back things Saturday and Sunday. It's either been one or the other, and then I've just kind of been taking the break on the other day.
Yeah, but the even just the walking and getting like your legs just kind of, that's why even though we're doing this streak, we're doing it a little bit more smartly by doing like, the 2 to 3 mile walk. So we're not
or even if we do one day we did a 5 mile
we did a 5 mile walk, but like you're still getting time on your feet. And I think that's like something really important to remember, is that sometimes time on feet is just as important as the actual like running itself.
Yeah. And also we're specifically training for distance, not for speed at the moment.
Yeah,
so.
I agree. It depends on and obviously if your goals for even marathon or marathon weekend or whatever marathon you're doing is speed, then you've got to refocus and do speed work. And I do plan to incorporate some speed work. I would like to work on a little bit of speed and get a little bit faster.
I just want to get a good base again.
But I was just more meant that like for people who are just trying to survive their first Dopey. Time on feet. Yeah, time on feet is just as important, I think.
That was my one lesson I learned from Dopey, that it's just miles on feet. Like,
yeah,
that helps. And you guys can have like the dog, to help you get out of the house and like go on walks. Like, for us, like Tom walks Archie like every morning, like 2 miles, and then I walk him at lunch like 1.5 miles, and then we walk him in the evening and stuff. So like at least we have that. But I feel like other than that, like we haven't been doing too much. So, and I've been really like, it's been really hard for me to get motivated, which is why I'm glad I'm still doing like OTF, because that's something. And I feel like if I didn't have that, I don't know if I'd be doing anything. I'm so not motivated right now. Like I have
Gotcha.
I have to get back into it. So I registered for the Annapolis 10 miler, which is the weekend before Charles Street 12, which I did, I don't know, God, when Tom and I started dating. So it was like 6 or 7 years ago. And it's in August and it's hilly and it's hot. And I don't know why I did it. Chris Chiak is doing it. So I said I would do it. So I'm going to do that. It's got kind of like a not a super fast paced requirement, but like kind of like a Disney-ish, maybe 2 minute. It's like a 14 or 15-minute pace requirement.
Okay.
So at least like it'll keep me honest. And then what else have we registered for? I feel like we registered for a few little things. Like Tom said, we were talking about Bird in Hand, and then we are registered for Philly. And I was thinking about doing the Philly full as part of my training to keep me motivated. But how I'm feeling right now, I don't think I could train for a marathon by myself. That's earlier than everyone else that's doing Dopey.
Okay, gotcha.
Because I feel like running with other people right now is keeping me motivated. And if I'm not running with other people, like I can't see running with the group for a few miles and then staying out longer and running by myself to get my miles in. Like I am not motivated.
Are you doing the challenge?
I would at least do the challenge. So it's either going to be the 18 miles or it'll be the full. And right now I very much doubt it. Unless something happens, it'll be the full. But I have a few weeks to actually kind of decide that. Although I don't know if I could train for a marathon right now. So I'd have to make a decision like very, very soon. But technically on paper, I have until like September to decide.
Yeah. And that challenge, what was it? It's 18 miles.
There's a few of them. Oh yeah, the specific one that you guys were talking about doing is you run the half marathon fast enough to then start the 10K or not 10K, 8K.
Yeah, it's an 8K, so it's a 5.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a different. Yeah.
For our Dopey training, it's about perfect because it's like 18 miles, and we're supposed to, I think, do 17 or 18 miles that weekend.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering whether you guys decide if you're signing up for that challenge.
Yeah, so
Probably.
Tom definitely is. Like I said, I am 90% there, but 10%. I don't know. Maybe I'll.
Well,
upgrade
I'm
to the
glad I didn't
marathon.
sign up for the marathon because I almost signed up for the marathon.
If you had signed up for the marathon, I would have signed up for the marathon. But then I was like, I'm gonna have to do this crap by myself.
I was very close to it too the one day because it was on sale, and I saw, and I was like, oh, I should just sign up for this. And then I was like, it was more of a lazy procrastination thing that happened. So you're lucky I didn't sign up because otherwise I'd be making you.
Yeah. I just don't like. And I was just talking to somebody and I was like, I don't know what happened. Like, it was like, I got home from Springtime Surprise and my motivation just went into the toilet because I was feeling so great and so like, let's run all the time. And then like,
it just died out.
It just died. Yeah. It's so bad.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
it's so bad. I can't get into it.
I'm looking at our calendar. Starting next weekend, we have some miles that every Saturday that we're going to use to build up to Charles Street 12, which is on the 3rd of September.
Yeah, it's always Labor Day.
Okay, so you guys have a plan written out?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm so lucky. Like Diana just puts this in our calendar, so I don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
It's so great.
So where did you get the plan? Is it just like you made it up from like knowing kind of what you need to get done?
For Charles Street 12, I just did like a normal half marathon training plan. And I actually didn't even think I did a normal half marathon training plan. I think I just wrote miles down and built up to 12 miles. Honestly, is what I did.
Yeah.
Like, okay. I don't think there was like a science to what I did prior to Charles Street 12. Other than Like,
Yeah, I mean, I feel like as a more experienced runner, just generally you kind of know where you need to get to in order to get to like a 12 or half marathon distance. So I think where like you're coming from a different place than like someone who's running their first half marathon. Tom, what are you doing for Rockin' the Knob?
Nothing right now, but that's what I'm saying. Like I need to get in calendar some time to get out on the trails and get actual elevation. And you can get some pretty decent elevation in like Patapsco and some places
Yeah,
around
absolutely,
here.
100%.
Like,
Patapsco is great.
yeah, we
I mean,
definitely
did that,
have it.
That Maryland Heat race, that 50K that we did that one time that we came back to do, and then it was canceled, which actually is permanently canceled, sadly. The guy who does it
You're
kind
just
of
more out on
yeah,
it.
I think he'd done it for a few years, and then the pandemic wore him down, and the rules and the regulations and everything.
Yeah, that year the flooding happened.
The flooding happened, and then I just think he has his own goals now because he did the Vol State race where you run like 300 miles across Tennessee or whatever. So he's got his own personal goals and stuff. So I think for now he's put a pause on it. So we won't be doing that one again.
When I know Kate's also registered for Rockin' the Knob, and she had expressed that she wants to get out on the trails. So we just need to do it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I guess I'm going to do some hills. I've been trying to get at least 1,500 feet a week.
Have we talked about how we moved to hill country?
Well, I mean, relatively, it is South Jersey.
Well, like, yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Have we talked about how we moved to hill country?
I love it.
Like today, I even did 4 miles and I had like 250 feet of elevation,
which is a lot around here.
Which is like, I mean, that's equivalent to like a 900 foot like half marathon, though.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
I mean, that's a pretty decent elevation.
Hilly, yeah.
Yeah, it's just we have some good hills around here that I did not know existed until I moved here, and now I'm mad about them.
So yeah, I try and I've been averaging 1,500 ish a week climbing.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I want to get a little up over 2,000 or so, just to get a nice base. And that's not including any kind of like hikes or anything we do, because now that we moved, we're hoping to get back to hiking like every other week and doing some climbing and stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys miss it because there was a point in time where you were hiking most weekends. You were in the woods and in the mountains and doing all kinds of stuff. So I'm sure that's something you're missing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while. So we'd like to get back to that later in July, at least, and start getting some, especially with Rockin' the Knob coming up. You need, it's nice to get the hills around here and stuff, but you need real.
Yeah. Michael's trying for this elevation. I have not been really trying to, like, he goes and does like the hills, and like he'll do like the specific hills that we have, that like there's Greenmont and then there's Central Ave, all have like pretty big hills, and he'll do them a couple times.
Yeah.
And do repeats on them. I haven't been trying. And then the 1 week that I did the 12 miler, I had 1,300 feet of elevation without trying.
Wow. I never even look at that. Like, it must be because you're trail people. I never look. Do you ever look at the elevation, Tom?
Not
after
really.
you run? I never look.
I never really did until like we moved here, and I'm like, holy crap, why am I constantly running uphill?
Oh.
And then I'm always curious what my elevation is, because I'm like,
but
like,
I think
literally I'm running up hills, and I'm like, what is happening? My friend Emily.
We're so used to it. Yeah,
trail races, but I think it's so much more of a factor in a trail race is the elevation, like,
profile and all. Yeah,
absolutely. Like even when we do like the Baltimore half marathon or some of the ones around here that have pretty big hills, but they're street races, you just, you kind of expect it.
Mm-hmm. So you have official training plan, right, for your 100-miler. Is the Dopey training you're doing built into that, like, or do you have a separate plan for Dopey?
I don't really have a plan.
Do we have a
Dopey.
plan for either?
I have a plan. Well, Michael has no plan. I I went back and looked at the 100-mile plan that we
did
grabbed
last
from
time. Yeah. Swap.
Megan and
Yeah.
and David Roach. And I think that I'm gonna take that and start modifying it a little bit
Okay.
for kind of what I'm looking to do. I am gonna take the lower to mid mileage approach to this, I think.
Gotcha.
Because for me it's just survival. And I don't want to beat because of where I'm coming from, having kind of had a tough year and not having like the endurance already behind me. I don't want to get re-injured again.
Yeah.
My hip has been feeling, I'm afraid to say this, I should not find some wood to knock on, even though I'm not superstitious. My hip has been feeling really good. Like I haven't had any real issues. And I do attribute that a lot to like just kind of taking it easy and not like when being smarter about building my miles and including walking into it and not like just beating my body down by trying to run like 30, 40 miles a week instead of the 30, 40 miles includes walking in it.
I think that's really smart.
So, I'm not going to do probably as many miles as Michael is building up to the 100.
Yeah. Also, we got the treadmill that we're gonna be able to use within the next week or so. We just have to do
That
some stuff in
treadmill
the house.
and the incline it gets to is pretty freaking sweet.
It's amazing.
That's going to be part
That
of
incline.
rocking the knob training, actually.
Yeah.
Because it has a 40% incline.
I think both of us are just planning to like spend like 20 minutes a day just like with
a hike
at
uphill.
like at a like 20% incline just for like 20 minutes a day in the morning.
I think that's great.
And then do our regular runs like, as we would, but like just mindlessly walk for 20 miles uphill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess training plan, like I've kind of adjusted what I do now.
Okay.
And I kind of do it in like 3-4 week blocks. Like right now, as I was rebuilding up, I did like a couple weeks around 30. Then by the end of that, I wanted to peak, not last week, the week before, I peaked like a little over 40 miles. So then I dropped down last week. We had to move and stuff like that. So we did a lot more walking and we dropped back to like, I don't know, 25 or 30, I think I had. And then now I'm going to build again for like 3 or 4 weeks. I'm going to look to see where Loopy Looper is and build to within 2 weeks of that, and then drop back for 2 weeks. Even though that's more of a training race, I still want to drop back for that. And then what I'll do is in between then and labor pains, I'll build for a couple weeks and same thing,
Love that.
Yeah.
And just slowly, I want to just consistently get like 50-mile weeks in, and then
I don't.
Yeah, well, for Javelina I do, and then have peak weeks in the 60s.
Yeah, I don't. I plan to peak in the like low 50s. I don't plan to hit 60 or 70 this time around.
No, I don't think I'm going to go 70, but I also want to make sure I'm getting elevation and stuff on the treadmill.
Nice.
Yeah. Also, we want to start hiking. It's not even that we want to. We have to start hiking
just to get back
and
to
getting back to some of that elevation because Javelina's trail racing. So
it's not super hilly, but
we got to get back to the trails a bit.
It's more groomed trail,
but I mean, as far as Dopey's concerned, I think that we're close enough to Dopey because it's in October, so it's October 29th. So then we have 2 full months. I think we're going to need like 2 weeks of recovery.
Yep.
But our bodies should be in a place, if successful, and even if not successful, we'll have been training for so long that even if we have 2 full rest weeks, going back out and doing a couple 16-milers and doing a couple back-to-backs to get back to Dopey, I would hope wouldn't be an issue for us.
Yeah.
So we are coming from a little bit of a different place than other people, so we can't like necessarily,
because our goal is prior to Dopey.
You can't quite follow what we're doing for Dopey.
Exactly.
Only because our goal is earlier. So it's like,
Well, if anyone is out there and they are in a place where they're thinking, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, much like us, I have an official plan. and we're working towards an official plan. Part of that plan, like I said, we have to be like kind of half marathon ready September-ish. The one thing, and I will say this because I am nervous about switching anything, we are trading 2-in-1s for
Okay.
anyone who wants to run with us. And I'm nervous because I know we always get there and then we're like, we're gonna run whatever intervals everyone else wants to run. I'm afraid I'm going to die, so I am not taking the whichever intervals people want to do.
You're sticking to
We
yours.
are doing our intervals, and we have more of a plan where for the marathon we'll be doing 2-in-1s and then switching the interval if necessary, but for the half we're going to do basically the entire half at 1-in-2s. So we're going to flip-flop the interval where we run a minute and walk 2 minutes.
So that you're fully rested for the marathon. So that we're fully rested
for the marathon. And we're going to do that throughout our training plan. So we're following, it's a Runner's World training plan. And I did some type of bastardized training plan last Dopey where I kind of combined this training plan and I did some Galloway and I kind of like made my own, and it failed me miserably. And I was miserable and crying, and Aaron fed me alcohol to save me from that. And I would like to be in a much better place, and I want to be in a better place for Tom mentally. So I'm following this, and ain't nothing going to break my stride.
Amen.
So
there you go.
This running plan has us doing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Every Wednesday is like a 3-mile run. And then it'll start to increase, but it starts with like 5 miles, 3 miles, 3 miles. And then it's like 5 miles, 3 miles, 5 miles, whatever in the middle of the week. And then that'll build. And then a long run Saturday and a long run Sunday, and where it just kind of cuts in half almost. So,
gotcha.
10 miles versus 5 miles. And we're going to do the exact same thing that we're going to do for Dopey. So we're approaching that in the one day we're going to do 2-in-1s, and then the next day we're going to do 1-in-2s. But we usually take the approach that if we are struggling during those long runs, so when we get to those like 18, 19, 20-mile runs, if one of us feels like garbage halfway through, we'll swap the interval as soon as someone feels like garbage. So we're not going to like overly do it, but we're going to get the miles on the feet. And I think last time I punked out and I didn't do what I should have done during the middle of the week. And then I was doing whatever weird stuff Galloway has you do, where you do like random 3-mile runs. It wasn't helpful and it didn't work for me. And I'm not saying it won't work for you, but I struggled. But I think it was because like I didn't pick what I was doing. I think if I had just picked Galloway and done Galloway, I would have been okay. Or if I picked this and did this, I would have been okay. But I tried to combine them and mistakes were made. Yeah. So our challenge now is Tom does not run 2-in-1s. So we have to get him up to 2-in-1s. Mm-hmm. And how are you feeling about that?
I'm just going to do what I'm told. Like, honestly, I'm just going to remove, I'm going to remove all decision making. It might suck. I've done 2-in-1s before. I've done races where I've done 2-in-1s. I get real mentally attached to my intervals. So even if I'm not going to quit at 1 minute, like if that's when I'm supposed to walk, that's exactly when I walk.
Yeah.
And I just got to mentally attach myself to 2-in-1s.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then that's what it's going to be.
And it's the same as the 130s, just a little bit further. It just worked better for us with a longer distance. And we've been doing it for so long. Like, I was just going to say
works. That you do 130s, right? That's what I thought you did.
Yeah.
Right? That's what you, I mean, like it's all about ratios with Galloway too, right? So if you do a 30-30, then when you go to the next level, you're supposed to do a 1-1, right? Like it's about ratios. So like if you do a 130, the next ratio to that would be a 2-1. So, I mean, you're doing the exact same thing and you're getting the same amount of rest in the theory of Galloway's world.
Yeah. And then we have an official strategy I forget exactly what that is, but even for like when we're down there doing the races, like which ones we're going to walk, and then at what point during the half marathon are we just going to decide we're going to walk it out? We've got kind of a plan, and it worked really well for my friends Nikki and Nicole. So I'm just going to do what they tell me to do and take some of my thinking out of it and try and be in a better place mentally. So that's really my goal, is to be in the best place I can mentally going in.
Yeah.
And I think if I said today I'm starting Dopey training, by the time I hit October, I'd be miserable because
Yeah,
I
because
feel
it'll
like
be-
that's what I did
yeah.
last time. Yeah.
It'll
Well,
be too much.
before
yeah.
we, well, a lot of people started their Dopey training. So
I agree.
while you're
100%.
saying it's too much,
Yeah.
I just want to jump in real quick and say we've seen a lot this past week.
A ton of
specifically this week feels like it's week 1 day. I saw a lot of week 1 day 1 Dopey training this week. So I just want to say that whatever training plan you guys have picked,
Yep.
just remember that you don't have to be married to it at this exact moment in time. One of the things that I will say that I've learned, and actually my memory popped up today, and I sent it to my friends, some friends. 6 years ago today, I started training for my first marathon ever.
Yay!
And it was this picture of my training plan. It was like I had made an Excel document, and it was color coded. And it was like what my long runs were in like blue, and my like easy runs were in this color, and my speed work was in red. And like,
Love
so
it.
I had like all these different like colors and everything. And I was very like type A about it. And if I didn't hit like the miles, I got upset. And obviously, as life has gone on and experience has happened, I've loosened up in the way that I train. But I understand if it's your first race and you want to follow a plan legitimately, exactly to the T, every person is very different. So what did not work for Diana may work for you. What
100%
worked for me may not work for someone else. So like, while we are not coaches, we are not experts. I mean, one day coaching would be my dream, but right now I'm not a coach, but I can give you advice. And one of my best pieces of advice would be that life is life. And sometimes you have to adjust your training plan for life.
Yeah.
So
100%.
while you're starting Dopey training right now, or whether you're starting New York City Marathon training coming up in the next couple weeks, or you've already started your Chicago training, whatever race your goal race is, just remember that if life happens, your training is not derailed.
100%.
This
And
is
I
true.
think you have to do what's right for you. And honestly, I'm technically Dopey training right now. Just mentally, I'm not calling it that for my own sanity. But
Yes.
I'm on paper, I am, because like I'm starting my like running in the week and then running on the weekends and then building up. So technically I am. Just not calling it that.
And as you're just pointing out, it's a mental game, right? So like saying I'm training for Dopey starting in July for you just feels way too much. And so mentally you've decided that that's not going to work for you.
Yep.
I would say I've said this to so many people that like, yes, obviously physical training is important, but the mental training is just as important as all the rest of it, and getting your mental toughness like ready to go, because there's going to be moments during that marathon that you're going to be like, what the F am I doing? And how did I get here? And why am I doing this? And you've just got to be like, I have done this training and this is a hard moment and I'm going to keep on moving forward and I'm going to get through it.
Yep.
So prepare yourself for those tough moments, especially in the heat.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Heat sucks.
So
Summer training.
Yeah.
I love it.
So anything else on us before we get into the ton of feedback that we got from our listeners?
I don't think so.
Not specifically on us. I mean, we had wanted to talk about our training plans. I mean, or training plans in general. Like I said, I think that training plans are super personal.
Yep,
Our
I'd
good
agree.
old friend Hal
Henry
Higgins.
Henry Higgins, Hal Higdon, has a Dopey plan.
Yep, a lot of
Galloway
people
has
like his.
there's a lot of plans out there. If you haven't picked one, or if you guys just want general, like, if you have general questions, I mean, like I said, we're not coaches, but we're certainly willing to give you some of our experience. No one asked any specific. I didn't really ask you guys to ask us specific questions, and maybe I should have. But if you guys have never run Dopey and you have questions, or you've never run a marathon and you have questions, feel free to send them over. We'll do our best to answer whatever
our
questions.
experiences. Anyway. Yeah.
And if you want the actual training plan Tom and I are following, just message me and I'll email it to you. I have it in a PDF.
I mean, if you're stupid enough to be running 100 miles, I can send you my training plan.
Yep.
I could send you mine, but there isn't one.
There isn't one. Yeah. And again, my whole thing is I just want to feel better than I did last time. So I'm doing everything mentally and physically to get me there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be real nasty about it at some point, I feel like. So, like, I'm just trying to, like, save myself.
Every listener that is listening is we're all going to be in that same place at some point. So, the best way to help each other out is to be there for each other. So, guys, tag us in all your training runs if you want, and we'll keep cheering you on, encouraging you, especially in your tough ones when you're having a bad day.
You know how mentally weird I am being right now? So I bought the Raw Thread shirt, the Dopey Baby One More Time shirt. I'm not wearing that until in my brain I officially start training for it. So I think the first race I'm going to wear it in is going to be the Charles Street 12. Like that, like I will be stronger, and I'm committing to that.
No,
what's funny is that I bought my friend Nikki the 48.6 shirt, and she bought my 48.6 shirt. Even though technically I've done this kind of distance in the past, there's something weird about, like, I'm not super superstitious, but like at the same time, like I haven't done that specific, like 48.6. So I don't want that shirt and the bad juju that might be around it if I physically buy it myself. So we exchanged our purchases. Like I bought hers and she bought mine, and we're gonna pack them in our expo bag or in our gear bags and exchange them when we're done.
I love it. I'm telling you, it's a mental game, and people always say it's a mental game, and last time I just was not ready. I think I was just so scared physically that my mental game collapsed, and I didn't even prepare myself physically enough.
Yeah.
So it was like, you have sabotaged yourself. So, but if anyone is interested in the actual plan Tom and I are doing, like I said, just message me. Oh, and I will say the other race we are doing this fall is I don't know if Tom signed up, but I am signed up for the Army 10 miler, which I've never done before.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So, and that is October. So.
And just so because we're on the topic of training, and I just want to give a shout out to our friends over at Rise and Run podcast. They've had a lot of really good episodes lately around training, cross training, coaches. I know they have one coming up with Jeff Galloway.
Yep.
So
it might be this week, actually.
Yeah, if you haven't checked out the Rise and Run podcast, check them out. They have a lot of really good content. And Greg over there is he's my arch nemesis.
They're much more Disney oriented. Like, while they have other guests on who've done many other things, and they have some interesting guests. They're definitely much more of a Run Disney podcast. So if you're into that, for sure, check them out.
And if you want advice from someone who's just not crying at some point, just make the switch. I don't know what to tell you. Like it's gonna
Tell people
it's
to
gonna
leave.
get
You
bad.
got it. All right.
We're not trying to make the switch everywhere. We're
We have Greg on in a few weeks.
yes, we're
We
having
do.
Greg on in a few weeks. Yes, we're cross pollinating.
What was his email address?
Oh my god.
Oh, we'll have to save that for the
Oh gosh, you'll have to
spoilers
listen.
for the
Yeah,
future.
you'll have to listen to that episode for the email address that I had to email him his stuff to.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh
do we,
boy,
I will say Jeff Galloway's training advice is probably a little better than mine. So
well,
I don't know if you look at me and like, man, I want that girl's training plan.
Yeah, we're not professionals, guys. I mean, we're the
I
fun
don't-
podcast,
I
right?
don't think we have to convince anybody of that. So let's get into some feedback from our listeners.
Yeah,
Let's
let's
do it.
hear what everyone is doing. A ton
My gosh,
of
we
stuff.
got so many people who are doing so many races.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've been in a lot of the I'm in a lot of the Facebook Run Disney groups, and I'm with you. Like everyone is starting Dopey training this week, and even just getting into like their fall marathon training this week. And one of the things that I've seen, and I was talking to some people in the groups about, was how to incorporate races into your Dopey training or into other training to take advantage of the resources. And it's so funny.
Yep.
It seems like a lot of people in our little community are doing that as well. So it's like I'm doing New York and Dopey, or I'm doing like all these different things. So I will kick us off. So Emily O'Keefe, she is following Galloway's training plan for Dopey. So she started now and she got up early to run in the morning to beat the heat.
Oh gosh,
Smart.
summer running, man.
That's smart.
Summer running.
Love summer running.
Meanwhile, Michael's running in the evenings to make sure it's nice and sweltery and like 96 degrees.
I'll run
and
right after
hottest.
work at like 3:00 in
Oh
the
my God.
afternoon.
It's
Dead
You
sun.
and
I love it.
Kate. Yeah.
Love it.
Quat Joe says those are some great races. Then he's run 4 of them. It's the graphic that I had because what did I put? I think I did New York City, London,
Yeah.
Chicago, Baltimore,
All the
Baltimore,
big fall races,
some big fall races in my graphic. So apparently he's run 4 of them.
Oh, amazing.
Kristen is training for the New York City Marathon and signed up for their 1-1 training program
Oh, awesome.
and really enjoying it so far.
All right, Megan Avis. She says, I hopped on the customized training with Chris Twiggs train,
Oh, there you go.
and
Oh,
I'm
nice.
enjoying it so far.
That's
Oh.
the one that the Rise and Run crowd
They do that.
do that.
Yeah, he's
Oh.
part of Galloway.
Jeff Galloway's,
He's
yep.
been working with him for a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Greg I have a 50 miler in December, might do a 12-hour in November. None of them is a goal. I don't think I'll nail down a legit goal until I finish this 100 miler. So
Yeah. So Greg's on our weird train of ultra distances. He is doing the Yeti in Washington in July. So coming up in a few weeks.
Mhm.
oh wow.
Yep.
Is that a 100 miler?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yep.
god.
That's his first 100 miler. I was still trying to figure out if I could get out there, but I don't think I'm going to be able to make
Airfares
it.
are like,
Yeah. I
yeah.
don't think I'm going to be able to make it. Amy says that I see all 3 of my big races on here on the graphic that I did. She's doing London, New York City, and the not Dopey, just the marathon in quotes, just the marathon, because somehow in Disney words, just always comes before when you're not doing Dopey.
Mhm. Run Disnerd. He signed up for Wine and Dine Weekend, Space Coast, which is super fun, OUC Half, and Dopey.
wow.
First time using the Galloway customized Galloway training program.
Yeah.
And can't wait to get started.
Now, is that also Chris Twiggs then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he does all the customized.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right, Melissa Jamelli is doing New York City. Hasn't made or picked the plan yet, and she should probably get on that.
She said that.
That's
not
her
Tom.
words. That's her words, not mine.
She should probably get on that.
Oh,
man.
Still got some time, Melissa. You're fine.
Right, Snarky Snacker.
My favorite screen name there.
Yeah.
I just started laughing at what you wrote. Why am I running so many of these? She goes, Chicago, virtual New York City for guaranteed entry for 2023. Dopey, and then I get to take a nap, right?
Right. That's right.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh gosh, that's funny. A Green Life says Walt Disney Marathon. I'll be in Chicago cheering for all the Chicago marathoners, though. So,
Oh, nice. Amy Runfit Magic currently training for the London Marathon.
Ooh,
Very cool.
Yeah,
that's a
there's
couple people doing London.
yeah, there's a couple Londoners. I mean, it's the
Jealous.
first time I think that they're letting. Is it the first one they're letting
Us.
the U.S. come?
Possible.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not sure that they let the U.S. come last year.
Andrea runs all the races, doing the Berlin Marathon, Wine and Dine, and Dopey.
woo!
Man,
Very cool.
a lot of these international ones, and I think
That's-
it's because it's the first year in a while that they've let internationals in.
Yeah.
Um,
It's interesting. I've noticed a ton of people that are doing Wine and Dine and Dopey and in a lot of the Run Disney groups, because I think technically that weekend it's like not the right distance they're supposed to run. So I've been seeing people panic, like, what do I do with my training plan if I'm supposed to run this many miles and I'm actually doing Wine and Dine? And everyone's
that's
like,
funny.
you're walking the parks. You're going to be fine.
You'll be doing enough
Yeah.
other late. Yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
You'll be
Yeah.
on your feet enough where you don't even realize it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Chiquita turning 50 in November. I might regret this. Oh my God. I'll
Oh
take
my
a breath
gosh, what is
before I start
happening?
reading this list. Chicago, Detroit Free Press, Marine Corps, New York City, a great place to have my big day, and then scored a charity bid for Dopey last week. Yes, this is
Wow.
excessive, but it's an endurance challenge.
That's
Yeah,
it.
that's
Love it.
between October and the first week in January.
Yeah.
That's a lot of races.
That's a lot. That's some endurance there.
Yeah. Oh, our resident speedy guy, karate chap. Haven't heard from him in a little bit. Oh, I can't.
I hear from him every
read
day.
it. I cannot read it because you
sorry.
just scrolled up too far.
Sorry, I scrolled past it.
I'm like,
Sorry, karate.
can't read it. Plan was to run Bay State Marathon again this fall in hopes to get a faster BQ. I just learned that the qualifying window closes before the race. Well, that sucks a lot.
Oh, no.
So I'll have to resubmit my original BQ from 2021. Not a huge deal, but I probably wouldn't have registered and put my frail old man bod through the training had I known. Oh gosh, karate. I'm probably doing Higgins advance or Henry Higgins.
Henry Higgins.
Advanced 1 or 2 plan again for the simplicity. I'd love to try a Daniels, but it just seems like way too much info for my brain to process.
The Jack
See?
Daniels
The Jack-
one.
Yeah.
Keep it simple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jack Daniels, Ryan Armbruster, he
Did
from
Jack
Rano
Daniels.
Hano, he's
Yeah.
done Jack Daniels. I know that
Gotcha.
because I remember seeing some of his stuff about that
Yeah.
one, and I always think of obviously the drink when that plan gets brought up.
Yes.
Yeah. It's interesting that like everyone's doing something slightly different. So that just
Mhm.
shows, I mean, you really have to do what works for you. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like shoes, like running shoes are really difficult to find. Training plans are really difficult to like hone in on what you've got.
yeah.
Let's
Absolutely.
see. This Phoenix runs Tanya. She's got Marine Corps Marathon and Goofy on her calendar.
Nice.
Christy and her adventures,
Cute.
doing Berlin, London, and Dopey.
Wow.
I just-
traveling.
I
Love
hear
it.
like
My
Berlin and London, and I'm like, what am I doing with my life, man? That is so cool.
Everyone is
Yeah.
going to Europe this
Awesome.
fall.
Well, everyone's doing the their 6 stars. I mean,
Yeah.
the majors. I'm not,
Mhm.
and the majors have been kind of closed off to us for so long that I think everyone's out there getting them done finally.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yep, that makes sense. Jessica Grand, only have Dopey on the horizon. It's enough. But with this setback of my stress fracture, I've been swimming and aqua running to keep up the cardio. Oh, that's smart.
Good.
Yeah, I may be getting convinced to do a sprint try in the fall,
Oh my
which means I have a sprint try in the fall. That race is TBD.
That's funny. The Shrinking Princess. I've got a lot on the books. I have several local 5Ks planned. I am doing my first half marathon in September. The Bluegrass
Awesome.
half, which I've heard is an amazing race and was for a long time on my bucket list of
Gotcha.
halves. The Haunted half in October, the WDW half in January, the Princess half marathon weekend, all 3 races plus yoga
Wow.
in February.
Oh,
And I'm going to try and sign up for all 3 springtime surprise weekend races
Nice.
when that rolls around too. So I've got a busy year ahead.
For sure.
Get at
Sounds
it.
like it.
Get
Sounds
at
awesome.
Yeah.
Jay Hall, Marine Corps Marathon, and then what may be my last Walt Disney World Marathon.
Dun,
I
dun,
don't-
dun.
I don't believe it.
Runny Drink asked her why, and her reply was that the last 2 have been terrible, which, to be fair to her, they have been very hot. But she also did put a little qualifier on there, guys, and said that we'll see how this year goes. So
Yeah.
Okay.
I have
And
a
I
feeling if this
also-
year is good, that she'll be back.
If this year's good and the theme is good, she might
Yeah.
be. That's always what gets me is
True.
if there's a really good theme. And I missed her. She was at Baltimore at the Women's Classic on Sunday, and we missed each other. I don't know how.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's a bummer.
Yeah, so I'm sad I didn't get to see her.
All right. Next one is Aaron Vanquil. Dopey. First timer.
Nice.
That's
Get
awesome.
At it.
Me too.
Yes.
Okay, Real I Run Things. Doing the AC marathon in October. The Philly marathon 4 weeks later. Oh, there's somebody doing Philly.
Yep.
Don't talk me into it. I've talked myself out. And then the Disney marathon 6 weeks later. 3 marathons in 11 weeks.
Man, all these
nice.
people doing like a heavy fall season of marathons. We've got a lot of 3 and 4s of marathons. Oh gosh. Angie says that her and Weck are signed up for their first trail race in July. Yes. And do we know why? Because they're coming out to Rockin' the Knob. It is
Oh,
a
God.
6.7 mile race in Whitewater, Wisconsin. We need to get a longer race or 2 in the books to keep us motivated for those dopey miles.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yes.
Dopey is going to be a party.
And they just got COVID. Well, one of them just got COVID. So
Oh, jeez.
no.
hopefully, because if their first trail race is in July, hopefully they're feeling it. So I'm sending very good vibes.
Where to next, Marcy? Only Dopey at the moment. That's in quotes. of
Only
course.
in
Yeah.
quotes,
Only
yes.
Dopey.
I'm telling you, it's enough.
I'll tell you what, when I tell people, so like, I'm fundraising for Dopey, and when I'll send this out to like coworkers that have no concept for what it is, and then I have to explain it, like for a non-runner, it just sounds ridiculous.
That's because it is ridiculous.
But so only Dopey, I get it. Let's get it. Okay, here's a fun one. Our friend will run for tacos.
Oh,
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
miss you,
was-
friend.
She was
Yeah.
busy having a baby.
Yeah.
You know.
Such a cute baby.
A
Yes.
true early adopter of the podcast.
Yes.
Yes.
And-
Actually,
An actual?
at Run the Lakes.
Yes.
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 Keeps it very simple and a little bit of a feedback in
troll.
here.
A little bit of a troll.
I love it.
No ultras? ? Tom ?
I like how she used the little monocle, like searching
Yep.
emoji. Like, where Tom? Where's the ultras?
I did commit to an ultra.
Oh
I
my
will
God.
register
Did
for an
you?
ultra.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah.
How
Well, we got
long-
the
How
we
long
got the
ago was
20
that?
we have a 24-hour.
We have the
We're gonna
24-hour race
24-hour
coming up next year.
You know.
Oh, that's right.
we'll find one in spring, and you can do the ultra and 24-hour at the same time,
Yeah. There you go.
or you could do
Uh.
21 miles.
Well, we'll run for tacos. It's nice to see you again.
Oh, Oh. Welcome back. Don't let me near the baby because I steal all the babies.
You're not allowed to steal babies. We talked about this.
When we go to Rockin' the
We're
Knob,
recording this.
I've got the Weckerly's baby. Like, while they're running the race, I'm watching the baby. All right. Disney hand cyclist. My fall 2022 races. All right, here she goes. She's about to go off. The New York City Marathon, because she's going to win both Boston and New York in the same year.
Same year.
And I'm calling it. Rock and Roll San Antonio. And likely one more that I can't speak about publicly yet.
Ooh.
Sneaky. Why even say? Look, now I have to guess. My training, of course. My training plan is the one where my coach tries to see what it takes to get me to cry uncle. And we still haven't found that limit. She is so funny.
Gosh.
Like when she was talking about like just the miles that she does, she just loves it.
Yes.
Loves
Yeah.
it.
Definitely loves it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like that's the mental place I need to be in. It'll never happen.
All right. Mal runs Disney. She's having surgery in a few weeks. And guys, if you haven't seen it, she's embracing it completely. She's doing she's getting her hysterectomy, and she's having a hysterectomy party run where you need to run some miles for her. So if you don't follow her on Instagram, you should, because it's quite hilarious that
It's
we're
so
going to
great.
celebrate. I forget what it's called, and now it's going to annoy me.
It's Yeet the Ute.
Yes.
Oh my God.
It's the Yeet the Ute run.
Oh.
So she's having surgery in a few weeks, and it's taking her out of most of the fall races.
Yeah.
But she's hoping to pace a half marathon or two in October, and then
Awesome.
Dopey in January. I'm
Yes.
very excited for her. She's been advocating for herself medically for a very long time, and I am very excited for her to have this surgery.
There you go.
Oh yeah,
That's
she's
awesome.
a freaking queen.
So,
So
yep.
Anxious runner mom. I've got Marine Corps marathon and my second Dopey.
Nice.
Because doing my first marathon as part of Dopey this year wasn't enough.
It never is.
I added a marathon into my training. And to think I signed up for MCM to do just a marathon.
Yeah.
Hashtag runners are crazy. It's
Yes.
just-
Runners are crazy.
Honestly, everything that you said in those first couple lines
Those
seems
first,
right. Yes,
yeah.
yes. Yep.
Marcia
Nope.
Gehring?
Nope.
Marsha?
Marsha.
Marsha?
Why is it so
Marsha,
hard?
and we went through this about an hour ago. Marsha, I apologize. But you are doing the Ocean City, New Jersey half marathon, and you'll
That
be
was my
starting your
first one.
training plan next week.
Nice.
Ooh.
I'm actually
Awesome.
signing up. I didn't add that to my list. I'm signing up for the Ocean City Half
Wow,
Marathon
thanks for
to
telling me.
see. Well, I think you may be away that weekend.
Oh, I'm
um,
at the Macho House.
Yes, the man house,
Oh.
doing manly things.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure. I think that might be that weekend. So yes, I will be running the Ocean City Half Marathon
Aw.
to see some friends.
It is
Sounds
funny. I
awesome.
do have that. I'm not signed up or anything. I have it on my calendar because I put a bunch of random like halves and things like that on my calendar just in case I was thinking, I don't know what miles I need to do that weekend. Let me see. Like
Yeah.
there's a Potomac
It's
River
always-
half that weekend, and then the next day is Ocean City, New Jersey. And
It's
I have to
always
run 13
easier,
miles. So
And it's always easier to do it with a supported run. Like
yep.
Yep.
as a
Yeah.
race, it's always much more fun to do even if I have to add like 5 miles before or 3 miles before to get to like a 16 miler or something like that. It's
Yep.
still like most of your run is then supported
Mhm.
Yep.
and in a much more fun atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Jennifer Fink. Oh my gosh, you people are insane. I'm looking for a full, but registered for a 50K in October.
Nice.
I love it.
Nice.
I
What
love it.
50K? We want
Love
to know what
it.
50K.
That
Uh,
escalated quickly.
Escalated quickly.
Dawn, be joyful. Dopey. Very simple. She's just doing Dopey, guys.
Wilson 50 by 50, Dopey, and yes, Galloway.
Yes. Lots of Gallowayers out
Yep.
there.
All right. Our girl Kate. Kate says Diana convinced me to join a run training group in Columbia, so I did.
That's when I was 5 margarita deep on Friday night. that night got away from me. It was happy hour, and I was not driving.
And Kate
And then-
listened to you while you were 5 margaritas deep
Oh
and was
my
like, "Sure,
God.
I'll do
And-
that."
This is a great idea.
Honestly, when that bill came and it was like $80 for me, I was like, what just happened?
What are you doing with your life?
That's not as bad as being in Margaritaville, so we're
God.
fine.
Oh,
We're
okay,
fine.
that's
It's
fine,
still
that's
fine.
fine.
It's
It's
fine.
Yeah.
Kate also says, also need to get my butt in gear for rocking the knob.
Yeah.
I'm not stoked about it, but I'm getting there. Throat Punch Hill really left a bad taste in my mouth. You and me both, Kate. We're in this together.
gosh.
Oh, goodness.
God.
Good. Goodness gracious. All right. Our friend Matt. I'll see some of you at Philly, but I'll be cheering. Any supplies needed, let me know.
Sounds like we're
Beer.
going to have a crew. Let us know if you're also going to be at Philly and you didn't submit anything, because it sounds like we're going to have some people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we live there. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
our-
one race is Saturday and one race is Sunday, right? All the events.
yeah,
are
the
on
marathon
same
is
day,
on.
right?
Yeah, the marathon's on Sunday. Melanie says she's doing labor pains because she asked us
Yeah.
whether we were doing it, and I told her yes. So she's going to join the fun of that.
Ooh.
Rocking the Knob.
Of course.
And Patapsco 50K.
God, I love
and she created her own plan, which she actually sent to me.
Oh, really?
Yep, I took a look at it, and she asked me what my opinion was on some of it. And
So it's like a real plan, not like the plan I created that doesn't exist.
yes,
Okay,
exactly.
got it.
No, this was a real plan with a real build to
Nice.
to her 50K.
It's a good
It
idea.
included labor pains and rocking the knob. She's going to try and do a marathon as part of labor pains to get
Yeah.
it to
Her and I both.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
No, that's awesome. I think creating your own training plan is great. I think doing what I did, where I bastardized like 3 different ones and tried to make it work, was not the right plan.
No, I think that's a good way to do it. It's
So,
like
like-
buying it's like buying jarred pasta sauce and adding spices to it.
There you go. It was not right. It did not
Wow.
work for me.
All right.
Oh,
gosh.
Or
Wow.
like frozen pizza and then adding stuff to it.
Oh, I do that sometimes though.
Yeah.
See,
You're
not
plussing it.
You're not
You're plussing
bastardizing it. You're plussing it.
Yeah.
See,
You're plussing it. What
It
I did
depends.
was I subtracted from it. I
Yeah.
took everything that was good about the plans and then I ruined it. So I'm sticking to one this time.
oh my
Oh,
gosh, that's so
man.
funny. That's everybody that we've
Yeah.
got. Which I mean, everyone. Like we had so much feedback.
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
We've missed you. It was really great to hear from everybody. If you missed out on letting us know where you guys are up to,
Yeah. Feel free.
always
comment, yeah.
add a comment and send us a message, tag us in your training run so we can help cheer you on through the hot summer training that you're about to
Yep.
begin.
Anything
And if
longer, you could send to willrun4podcast@gmail.com.
It's true.
Yeah. And if you need accountability buddies, we are here.
Yes.
We can all hold each other accountable
Yes.
for what we're doing, and yeah, we'll get through the fall together.
Do we want to do something good?
Yeah. I can kick us off. I feel like it had been so long since we recorded, I couldn't remember what we talked about last time. And honestly, what we've been watching lately, because it's just been chaotic. So I will say, we did watch a hilarious Hallmark movie where they put a pregnant belly on a man and tried to pretend he was fat
my
and
God,
then sent him away to a
yes.
fat camp.
We
So
have
if
to
you can
watch
find
that.
please do, because it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
We have to watch that.
And
Oh my
it's
God.
so bad. It's the fat,
Oh.
shamiest movie I've ever seen in my life.
Oh
it
my
was so
God.
uncomfortable. Anyway, that's not good. But what is good and so pure is I've been watching Ms. Marvel, and I think maybe next week might be the last one. But it's so different than the other Marvel shows, and I just think she is so cute and it's so refreshing, and it's not like as intense. Like I feel like a lot of the other ones have been so intense and the
Mhm.
stakes have been so
So high.
high.
Yeah.
Like this is just like a nice little breath of fresh air, and she's the cutest thing I've ever seen. So watch Ms. Marvel if you're not.
I have not actually watched Miss Marvel, and that makes me sad, and I plan to watch it soon. I just have been moving and have not watched any actual television at all. That means much.
We actually did that. I just remembered.
Oh, what did we watch?
Obi.
Oh well, we did watch Obi-Wan.
Yeah. Oh, Obi-Wan was so great.
But like in pieces, like that's the thing. Like I felt like there's some shows like that are more serious. Like we were talking about, there's a Hulu show with Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
That's super drama. I feel like a show like Obi-Wan, you can watch half of it and then come back to it. Like you don't like, it's not my preferred way of watching, but more serious shows. So we haven't been watching
And
anything
also
that,
like the stakes. I mean, you know who lives and dies.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
That's
we
true.
did watch. I did watch Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers recently.
It's
I
so
did not like it
great.
at all. I
Isn't it
thought it was
so
torture.
great?
I loved it. He hated
Oh.
it.
It felt like well, I will be fair though. It's because it was nostalgia for you.
Oh,
Yes.
maybe.
Oh, it's a millennial
Okay.
movie.
Yeah. To
Yeah.
me it was like watching and I hated Ready Player One also.
Oh.
Because it's like not even a
Oh.
movie. It's just like somebody
There's a lot of
had
pandering in there.
diarrhea of
No, I get it.
He just
Gets-
cursed.
he
What
gets
the
hot.
hell?
I get fired up
Sorry,
about these things.
Children
What's happening?
listeners.
Michael does not appreciate pandering.
Nostalgia,
gosh.
diarrhea, pandering.
Oh my
you
gosh,
know.
I loved it. I thought
And
it was
I-
adorable.
It was so funny. It was
And
so
every
cute.
single time, like a new character showed up, I was like, "Oh my god!" Yeah, so I guess he's right. It's like all nostalgia.
Yeah. I watched
Anyway.
it like 3 days in a row. Like,
Oh god, it's so adorable. It was adorable. Anyway,
yeah.
what is my something good? My something good is actually food related.
Oh,
Ooh.
I'm gonna go with Crumb
oh, that's a great
Oh,
sandwich shop.
God.
Yeah.
of
yeah.
Haddonfield. Because we're trying every single thing now. Crumb though has been on our repeat list quite a bit
Yeah.
because they make their
Banging.
own homemade focaccia bread, and
Yeah.
everything is on this amazing homemade focaccia bread, and it's soft and it's crispy on the outside just a tiny bit.
Yep.
And it is delightful
So
and
good.
delicious,
So
and
good.
everything they put into the sandwich, no matter what
Mhm.
sandwich you have, is amazing.
Yep.
And I
When
am
we
going to
come
try
to visit,
every
we
single
have to go.
sandwich.
We have lots of
Come to
beds
visit.
now. By
We
the
do
way.
have lots of beds now. So
We have
come on
multiple
visit.
beds.
Come
All
on visit.
Okay, my something good. I'm gonna steal two things. One is the most recent season of Stranger Things,
Oh, yeah,
Which-
that was really good. Yeah, I
which
agree. I
the
agree.
second half of the most recent season
It's about
Drop.
to stop.
is this
Yeah.
weekend. I'm
Yeah.
pretty excited.
It was so weird for me because when we were watching it, I don't know why, like I mentally had to be in the right space. Cause like the first 2 episodes, I was thinking I didn't like it. And then all of a sudden, like it
It
switched
flipped.
immediately.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
I was like, I don't like it. I don't remember anything. The kids look too old.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then like once I got kind of past that,
It was like,
I
oh,
thought
yeah.
this was the best season since season 1.
I agree. Yeah.
But for some reason, like mentally, I couldn't get
there
there
are parts
right away.
of it that I didn't. I
Like the
didn't
Russia
like. Yeah,
stuff was
all
like,
the stuff with
you know, whatever.
I
Yeah.
didn't love that, but
Yeah.
hopefully that goes someplace and pays off in the end.
How
Who
about
knows?
how Stranger Things looks great and every Star Wars show looks like trash,
Oh boy, here we go.
quality wise? I mean, let's be real.
because
Like,
it's Star Wars.
they look like trash. Like, they look terrible. Like,
What are
why?
they supposed to look like?
They're
Okay,
like they put
people-
money into it.
People say all the time that special effects look terrible, and I never notice what special effects are supposed to look like.
How about
I'm
that
the
Leia
target
chase
audience.
scene?
I'm the target audience for like this movie can have trash special effects, and I don't know the difference between
Yeah.
good special effects and bad special effects.
It looks like Hercules and Xena.
I think he's
With
insane
Flea?
because no one I know has had that complaint other than him. So
No, they should
Oh.
probably stop watching television then.
oh,
God.
okay.
All right.
My God.
My second.
I
You
did
know
like
that
Obi,
we're
though.
actually supposed to do something good at the end.
I
right?
like Obi.
And you always trash something
no,
at the
no,
end.
I like Obi-Wan.
Yes,
I
but you
want it-
always still
I
trash
just-
something at the end.
The character deserves
like during our
a
something
movie.
good, you
My,
like to
uh,
trash things.
My second something good
Oh, everyone had like 2 this week I love it.
because we're going into a holiday weekend for the 4th of July, and hopefully we'll find ourselves around a pool or a
Mm.
body of water with a case of beer. I'm going to shout out Natter Days,
the best.
red, white, and blueberry.
Oh gosh,
It's natural light beer, but it's
Yes.
like it's lemonade, It's the weirdest thing, and you'll drink 18 of them,
Oh yeah, Natter Days is the best summer beer, and I will die on that hill.
and it's so not good quality.
Oh yeah,
But
Oh
it
my
doesn't
God.
But
matter.
it's so
It doesn't
refreshing.
matter.
Amazing.
It is basically America.
I guess my something good is actually Megan's cookies that she brought me
Okay.
today. And they're delicious. So thank you, Megan.
Do you have any oatmeal raisin in there?
No,
No,
there's
but they
no
are
oatmeal
like,
raisin.
I'm not even sure what they
Kinda
are.
like oatmeal.
They're like an
peanut
oatmeal,
buttery
peanut-
kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm
they're
not sure
good.
what's happening. They've got like peanut butter chips in them.
They were good pre-run cookies. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They're
Megan
good.
likes to stress bake. And so her kids are in Greece right now
Oh,
without
so
her.
she's stress
So she's
baking.
stress baking on
Oh,
top of giving
cookies.
cookies to friends
I
you know,
appreciated it.
who
I
need
wish
cookies.
any of my stress led to anything productive. Like I wish I stress baked or worked out. Like I stress shut down and get into like a fetal position and eat. Like
Oh my God.
it's the worst.
Yes.
So I salute you, Megan.
All right. Well, I think that brings us to the end.
Oh God.
Oh gosh.
What's coming?
Thank you, everyone. We really appreciate it. We're happy to be back. Please continue to share the podcast, write, rate, and review. Listen, follow, whatever.
And remember, only good parents let their children listen to Will Run for Podcast.
And in the spirit of training and all of us beginning our journeys, I'm going to probably terribly quote a old Chinese proverb.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Everyone knows it.
Is this a race report?
Oh
No.
God.
It is a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
It's true.
That is true.
Good luck to everyone, and we will talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye, friends.